My name is Ashanti Alston. I'm a former member of the Black Panther Party and a former member of the Black Liberation Army, a former political prisoner of 14 years.
Okay, so my name is Abir Zinati. That's A-B-E-E-R. And my stage name is Sabrina the Witch. I'm a Palestinian hip-hop artist from Lid, which is a city inside of the Israeli territories. And I do Palestinian hip-hop, and I'm considered to be the first R&B singer in Palestine.
My name is Vivian Saleh Hanna. I am Palestinian, and I'm also African, Coptic, from Egypt. And I am here because I believe very strongly in the connections that need to be made between the Black community and the Palestinian struggle.
It's always going to be about freedom and the struggle for it, and what it means to us to be Palestinians living but not existing in a state, the states of the Jews, Israel, where you're not even being mentioned in any legal document or anything that has to do with the creation of this country. Not even the fact that we actually used to exist there way before the Israelis came. So just for that, you're born into a society where you have no idea who you are and how you got there. Because people outside claim to be that you just popped out of nowhere. You don't have a country to go back to, but you have no country that you came from, because the history don't tell you that. So being born in a society where you don't have an identity, a simple answer, who are you, where are you from? I don't know. I'm from here, but this is Israel.
What we have is a situation where people from Europe and systems exported from Europe have been deployed and militarily enforced around the world. It so happens that when they came here, they kidnapped and brought Black people with them and enslaved them and created the internal colonies. Whereas with Palestine, they came to the land and occupied it and its people. In many ways, the struggle comes down to this system of colonization and imperialism that expropriates people's lands, their cultures, their spiritual well-beings, and puts them in positions where they have no self-determination, no access to resources, their own resources, and daily face occupation. Just walking through the streets here in Brooklyn, you see the police in towers with guns pointed towards people. You see the patrol cars. Sometimes you see helicopters in the sky. And there's this constant threat of being arrested. If you're a Black person in this country, you are 5 times, especially if you're a Black man in this country, you're 5 times more likely to go to prison than if you are a Black man in South Africa under apartheid. This country has the largest prison population in the world. It has more than 2 million prisoners, and more than 1 million of those people inside these prisons are Black. And one of the signifying flags that sort of flies when you talk about war and colonialism is the prisons, and the prisons' role in occupying communities. And this community is occupied by the prison industrial complex. In Palestine, they are occupied by the prison and military industrial complex. So I see these relationships as very strong in terms of what people are up against. They're up against the same system. I see the state of Israel as a European occupying force in the Middle East. And I see the American government as a European occupying force in what they now call the United States.
Our struggles are so similar, it's hard for people to grasp. I mean, the walls that the Zionists are building over in occupied Palestine, there's walls that are being built here, but they may not be concrete, they may not be Constantino wires, but this system is very good at building the kind of walls that keep poor people, oppressed people separate from those who actually have the power in this society. But even from the 60s, you know, like the Palestinian struggle has always been an inspiration to those of us in the Black Liberation Movement, because of the fact that they won't give up. You know, the Palestinians won't give up in their struggle even when everyone seemingly around the world wants to give up on the Palestinians. And for us to see a people continually organize and fight back, it gives us in the Black Liberation Movement, you know, the inspiration that no matter how bad things get here, we can also figure out ways to fight back.